When my daughter-in-law looked at my son and said, "It is me or your mother," I did something I did not expect. I did not argue. I did not cry. I folded the dish towel in my hands and placed it on the counter. My heart was beating softly like a small drum in a quiet room. I felt a slow ache rise and settle, the kind that does not shout. It simply sits beside you and waits. We were in their kitchen. The window over the sink faced a small courtyard with a lemon tree. The light was gentle. A pot of soup simmered on the stove. I had brought it with me because David, my son, had been busy at work, and Maya, his wife, was tired after a long week. I thought a warm meal would help. I thought a simple visit would be a kindness. I thought I was doing something a mother does. "Choose," she said again, but her voice was softer this time. "I cannot live like this, David. It feels like we are never alone. It feels like every decision is checked by your mother's eyes." My son stood between us. He is tall and gentle. His hands know how to fix a loose hinge and how to hold a newborn. His face looked young and old at the same time. He looked at me, then at her. His mouth opened and closed like he was searching for the right words inside the air. "Nora," he said. He uses my name when he wants to be careful. "Mom, can we talk about this later?" I nodded. I did not trust my voice. I touched the back of a chair and walked to the doorway. No one stopped me. No one knew what to say. I have learned that silence can be kinder than a sentence said in anger. I have learned that leaving a room can be an act of love. In the hallway, I paused and breathed. The smell of lemon and thyme followed me. The house hummed, a fridge running, a clock ticking. There was a photo on the console table, David and Maya on their wedding day. The city hall steps behind them. The sky was so blue. Their smiles were so bright I picked up my coat. I slipped on my shoes. I did not slam the door. I closed it with care, the way I used to close his bedroom door after he fell asleep, back when the world felt simple and his future felt like a straight road. On the steps, I looked at my hands. They were steady. The ache in my chest stayed, but it felt like a quiet companion, not an enemy. I told myself one clear sentence. You can love without holding. You can love without being inside every room. I walked home slowly, one block after another, with the soup pot still in my hands. It was heavier now, not because of the soup, but because it carried a new truth. My son had been asked to choose, and I had been asked to let go. The evening air was cool. A neighbor waved. A child laughed. I kept walking. I am Nora. I am a mother, a widow, a friend who makes good tea. I am not a perfect person. I have a soft voice and busy hands. I like to fix small things in a house. I like to feed people. I like to know my family is safe. I had one child, my son David. When he was little, he had black curls that made strangers smile. He liked toy cars and books about trees. He fell asleep on my shoulder in the middle of every bus ride. When he was 5, he learned to tie his shoes and taught a friend the same day. When he was 10, he broke his wrist falling from a fence and learned that pain can teach you to be careful without making you afraid. His father, Peter, died when David was 12. It was sudden. A heart does what it wants, even when we beg it to stay. In the days after, our home felt like a church after everyone goes home. Quiet, empty, full of echoes. I kept the kitchen light on at night because I wanted David to see a warm corner when he woke. I worked at a small library. Books became my companions. Stories held our days together. I learned the value of a routine. Breakfast at 7, school at 8, homework at 4, dinner at 6. We lived like that for years. It was simple and kind. Sometimes the quiet hurt. Sometimes the quiet healed us. When David left for college, I packed his boxes with care. I wrote labels in my neat handwriting. I tucked in small notes between his sweaters. "Eat," one said. "Sleep," said another. "I love you," said a third. He laughed when he found them, but he kept them. He told me that later when he was older and more open with his memories. He came back after 4 years with a new way of speaking. He was sure, but not loud. He liked to ask questions. He liked to listen. He found a job in the city as a project manager for a small firm that repaired old buildings. He liked saving things. He liked seeing the beauty in broken wood and tired brick. He would stand in front of a cracked wall and say, "We can fix this. It needs patience." I met Maya on a Sunday morning. The first time I saw her, she was at the farmer's market, holding a bunch of sunflowers and swaying to a song only she could hear. She had kind eyes. She said hello as if we had met already. David's fingers were laced with hers. His face was bright. "Mom, this is Maya," he said. "Maya, this is my mother, Nora." She leaned forward and kissed the air near my cheek. It felt like a promise. We sat on a bench and ate warm bread. We talked about small things, the price of strawberries, the best way to make soup, the weather that could not decide between rain and sun. I watched David watch her. He looked peaceful. Maya worked as a kindergarten teacher. She liked children who asked why. She wore simple dresses and soft shoes. Her voice was light and it rose and fell like a lullaby. When she laughed, it came from somewhere deep in her. I liked her. I liked how my son was around her. My heart loosened. I did not know then that love can also bring new lessons, new edges where old habits hurt. The first year was easy. They had a small apartment with a view of a brick wall and a sliver of sky. They cooked together and sent me pictures of soups and pastas. They came to my place on Sundays for tea. We played cards. We watched old movies. Sometimes they stayed late, and David fell asleep on my couch like he did when he was little. I would cover him with a blanket without thinking. And that was the first time I saw it. A flicker in Maya's eyes, not unkind, just careful. It passed. I did not linger on it. They married at City Hall. It was simple and sweet. A few friends, a few photos. We went to a small cafe after and ate lemon cake. I gave them a quilt I had kept since my own wedding. It was a soft blue like a morning sky. I had folded it and unfolded it many times over the years. It had kept us warm through winters and illnesses and long nights. When I placed it in Maya's hands, she said thank you with tears in her eyes. "We will take care of it," she said. My heart was full. They moved to a bigger apartment a year later. It had a small balcony with room for 2 chairs. I brought them a rosemary plant as a housewarming gift. It made the kitchen smell like the garden I grew when David was small. I also brought a set of shelves. I had found them in a shop that was closing and thought they would fit perfectly in the hallway. On a Saturday, I came with my toolkit. I was happy to help. I like building things that hold other things. Maya welcomed me with tea. David brought me a chair. I measured the wall. As I worked, I hummed without knowing. It is a habit from the library days. The shelves went up straight. I was proud in a quiet way. When I finished, I stepped back and smiled. Later that evening, when I went to the bathroom, I passed their bedroom door. It was slightly open. I saw the quilt at the end of their bed. Maya's hand touched it as she spoke. "We should ask her to call before she comes," she whispered. "I love her, but sometimes it feels like we live in a shared home." My heart paused. The words were not cruel. They were soft, but they landed inside me with weight. I went to the bathroom and washed my face. I looked at myself in the mirror and nodded to my own reflection. I can call before I come, I thought. That is not hard. Love can still be love with a small boundary. I dried my face and went back to the kitchen. I said nothing. I put my hand on Maya's shoulder when I left. "Thank you for the tea," I said. She smiled. "Thank you for the shelves," she said. After that, I changed small habits. I sent a text before visiting. "Soup on the way? Do you need groceries? Can I come by at 5? Most days they said yes. Sometimes they said no. On those days, I felt a pinch. It was not pain. It was a reminder. My son had a life that did not revolve around me anymore. That is how it should be. But even when you know a truth, your heart takes time to learn it. Small things grew in the corners of our days. Like dust you do not see until light hits the shelf at a certain angle. Nothing was big enough to cause a storm, but together, over time, they made the room feel different. I brought groceries once, and I chose the brand of olive oil I like. It is rich and green. Maya prefers a lighter one. It was a tiny thing. She said thank you with a tight smile. Later, I heard her tell David, "I know she means well. I just want to choose the things in my own kitchen. I offered advice about their couch. The cushions were soft and sank too low. My back hurt after a movie night. A firmer cushion might help, I said. I can take you to a shop I know. Maya nodded, but the next week the couch was the same. I sat on the edge and held my tea. It was not my house. It was not my couch. I told myself to stop bringing the library into their living room. People find their own ways to sit. One afternoon, I came with a warm pie. I had not texted. I had been in the area and thought it would be a happy surprise. I knocked and waited. When the door opened, Maya stood in a soft robe. Her hair was wet. The air smelled like shampoo and new soap. "Oh," she said, startled. "Nora, we weren't expecting anyone." "I was nearby," I said, holding up the pie. "It is apple and cinnamon. I thought you might like it." She stepped aside, slow. "We are in the middle of something," she said. Her cheeks were pink. David came to the hallway with a towel around his waist and a grin that fell when he saw me. "Mom," he said, trying to make his voice light. What a surprise, I understood. I did not step in. I passed the pie to Maya. I touched David's arm. "I will see you both later," I said. "Enjoy your day." I walked down the stairs and told myself next time call. It was a simple rule. It was something I could do to keep the peace we all wanted. Months passed. Seasons changed. There was good news and there were small wounds. They told me they were trying for a baby. My heart leaped. I went home and brought down a box from the closet. It held tiny clothes from when David was a baby. Little socks like white clouds. A blue hat with a pom-pom. I washed and folded everything and put it in a neat pile. I kept it in my living room for a week. Then I put it back in the closet. I did not want to rush their joy with my own. They asked me to feed their cat when they traveled. I watered their plant. I left notes on the fridge. Cat fed at 8. Plant watered. Pie in the freezer. The notes were small, but they were my way of being part of their life without being in the way. It felt safe and helpful. The first big misunderstanding came at a birthday dinner for Maya. I offered to cook at their place so her friends could enjoy the evening without worrying about food. I planned a simple menu: roasted chicken, potatoes, a salad. I bought flowers and set them in a vase. People arrived and filled the rooms with laughter and perfume. Music played softly. I moved in and out of the kitchen like a quiet bird. It felt natural. It felt right. Halfway through the evening, I heard someone say, "Your mother-in-law is wonderful." Maya smiled, but her reply was quick. "She is generous, yes, but sometimes it feels like our home becomes her stage." It was a small sentence. It was not full of anger, but it drew a thin line I could feel under my skin. Later, when I washed dishes, Maya came to help. Water ran. The kitchen window was dark. "I hope tonight was good for you," I said. I did not want to take over. She placed a plate in the rack. "I am grateful, Nora, I am. I just want you to see me too, not only the space you can fill." She did not look at me. She watched the water. I nodded. "I see you," I said, and I meant it. "I am learning." "Me too," she whispered. We tried. All three of us. We tried to learn each other's languages without translating everything back into our old ways. It is hard work, even with love. When Maya got pregnant, joy filled all the rooms, even the ones we were still furnishing with new habits. I cried happy tears in my kitchen and held the phone close to my ear to catch every detail. She was careful. She was tired. She was shining with a quiet light. David's voice trembled when he spoke about her. "She is brave," he said. "She is so brave." I knitted a small blanket in pale yellow. I did it in the evenings, after dinner, with an old show playing in the background. The motion of the needles calmed me. It was a slow prayer with my hands. I did not tell them about the blanket. I wanted to give it when the baby came, with a note and a soft smile. Near the end of the pregnancy, the real friction began. It started with a hospital plan. Maya sent a message in the family chat. "Hi, please, no one come to the hospital until we say, 'I want a calm room.' No phones, no photos, no visitors until we are ready." I typed, "Of course," and then erased it. I typed, I am here if you need anything, and erased it. I typed, I love you both, and sent that. A few days later, we met for tea at my place. Maya looked tired. Her back hurt. David massaged her shoulders. I made peppermint tea and sliced a cake into thin pieces. We talked to the doctor, Maya said, blowing on her tea, and we made a plan for the birth. We want it to be just us in the room, I nodded. I understand. I remember when David was born. I wanted quiet too. It's not that we don't want you there, David said gently. He looked at Maya. We want privacy, I smiled. I will wait for your call. When you are ready, I will come with soup. Maya's eyes softened. Thank you, she said. That means a lot. I felt steady. I felt ready to be the kind of mother who knows how to wait in the hallway with peace. I thought we were on the same page. The baby came on a windy night. My phone buzzed at 2 a.m. A picture appeared, blurry and beautiful. The baby's hand was closed around David's finger. She is here, he wrote. Her name is Eliza. I covered my mouth and cried. I whispered her name like a prayer. Eliza. I sat on the edge of my bed and let the joy soak in. I did not call. I did not drive to the hospital. I waited for morning. I folded the yellow blanket and put it near the door. I simmered a soft soup and packed it in small containers. At noon, a message came. Please come tomorrow, Maya wrote. We are tired and want to sleep today. My hands paused above the soup bag. I replied, of course, rest well. I love you. I placed the soup in my fridge and held the blanket in my lap. It was a small ache, but I could hold it. The next day, I went to the hospital with my things. I wore a soft sweater. I brought gentle joy. I stood outside their room and knocked. A nurse opened the door and smiled. Just a moment, she said. She went inside. I heard low voices. Then she returned and closed the door behind her. I am sorry, she said kindly. They are sleeping right now. They asked for no visitors. I nodded even as my eyes filled. I understand, I said. Thank you. I left the soup and the blanket with the nurse. Please give them these when they wake, I said, and tell them I love them. I walked to the parking lot in a slow way. Each step was a small question. Had I asked for too much? Had I misread their words? Pain rose and fell like a wave. It did not drown me. It moved through me and left me standing. I did not hear from them that day. Late the next morning, David called. His voice was happy and tired. She is perfect, Mom, he said. You will love her. I already do, I said. How is Maya? She is strong, he said. She is resting. When should I come? He paused. We are going home this afternoon. Can you give us a few days? We want to settle. Of course, I said. Will you need anything? Maybe food, he said with relief. I will leave some outside your door, I said. For a week, I dropped off meals. I wrote short notes. Heat this for 10 minutes. Rest if you can. Eliza is loved. I knocked softly and left. Sometimes I heard a quiet thank you from inside the door. Sometimes I heard nothing and imagined them sleeping. After 10 days, they invited me in. I washed my hands and sat on the edge of the couch. Maya placed Eliza into my arms. She was small and warm and smelled like new life. Her eyelids fluttered. Her mouth made tiny movements. I cried without sound. Maya handed me a tissue. Her eyes were soft. We sat in silence, 3 women and 1,000 hopes. The first smile Eliza gave me felt like sunrise. It happened a month later, on a morning when the rain tapped the window. I made a sound with my tongue and her face lit up. It was quick, like a fish in a stream. It left a glow behind it. I kept that smile in a small pocket inside my heart, the kind of pocket that never tears. So where did the pain grow? Not in one moment, but in many small ones. In the comments about nap schedules. In the gifts that felt too much. In the visits that felt too long. In the advice I gave without counting to 10 first. In the words, I am only trying to help, which often hide a need to control. One afternoon, I posted a photo. It was a picture of Eliza holding the edge of the yellow blanket with her tiny fingers. Her eyes were closed. The light was soft. I wrote, "Welcome to the world, little one." I thought it was love. I did not ask. I did not think it would hurt. An hour later, my phone rang. It was Maya. Her voice was calm but tight. "Nora," she said, "please take down the photo." "I am sorry," I said, confused. "I thought, it is a sweet picture." "We have not shared her picture yet," she said. "We want to decide when and how." "Of course," I said quickly. "I will take it down now." I did. I apologized in a message. She wrote back, "Thank you. Please ask before posting anything about Eliza." I replied, "I will. I am learning." Still, when I put my phone down, my hands shook a little. It is a strange thing to have your joy corrected. It is still joy, but it sits differently in your chest. There were other small events. I brought a high chair I found on sale. It was solid and safe. It matched their kitchen. Maya smiled, but her words were careful. "We already chose one online." I cleaned their kitchen once while Maya slept and David ran to the store. I thought I was helping. When she woke and saw the counter, she said, "Thank you," then later told David, "It makes me feel like I am failing." I bought clothes for Eliza, soft cotton in calm colors. Maya likes bright patterns. She thanked me, then dressed Eliza in what she had chosen. It hurt, and I told myself it should not. Clothes are small things. Love is larger. But love lives in small rooms too. Under these little days, a bigger thing was forming. It was not anger. It was not dislike. It was something like fear. Maya was afraid of being a guest in her own life. I was afraid of being shut out of mine. The day the sentence came, the sentence that would draw a line through our story like a river, we had all been tired. Eliza was teething. David had a deadline. I had not slept well. I brought soup without asking. Yes, I broke the rule again. I knocked, but I did not wait. The door was unlocked. Maya was on the floor with Eliza. The room was full of toys. The TV was low. The house smelled like diapers and coffee. She looked up at me, surprise and strain crossing her face. "Nora," she said, "we did not know you were coming." "I brought soup," I said, holding it up as if it explained everything. David came out of the bedroom, his laptop under his arm. "Hey, Mom," he said, trying to make his voice bright. I went to the kitchen and placed the soup on the counter. I opened cabinets to find bowls. I could feel the air change. Maya stood in the doorway. Her face was pale. "Please stop," she said, in a voice that was almost a whisper. I turned and saw her eyes. They were full of tears that did not fall. "I cannot keep doing this," she said. "I cannot keep feeling watched in my own home. I cannot keep competing with your history, with your care that fills all the space, even the space I need to learn." David put his laptop down and moved toward her. "Maya," he said gently. She raised her hand. "No," she said. She turned to him. "I love your mother, I do. But if this stays the same, I cannot breathe." She looked at me. "Please, either we have our home or we do not. I am not asking you to choose love. I am asking you to choose a way to live." The words that came out of her mouth sounded like, "Choose between your wife and your mother." But in that moment, I heard the whole sentence. I heard the fear. I heard the plea. I heard the tired heart of a woman who wanted a safe corner in her own house. I did not argue. I did not cry. I folded the dish towel on the counter and placed it down with care. I went home and sat in my chair by the window. The afternoon light made patterns on the rug. I watched a bird land on the edge of the fence and tilt its head, curious about nothing and everything. I placed my hands in my lap and let the quiet move in. I thought about all the ways I had tried to help for so many years. When David was small, help meant tying his laces and checking his homework and making soup when he was sick. When he grew, help meant advice, reminders, a hand on his back when he was unsure. When he married, I thought help meant the same things, just with more people. But maybe help now meant something else. Maybe it meant stepping back and letting the new family make their own kitchen smells, their own mistakes, their own memories that do not include me in every frame. I took out paper and a pen. I wrote a letter. Not a big letter, a small one, quiet, like a cup of tea left outside a door. Dear Maya and David, I love you. I see that you need your home to be many things at once: safe, private, new, your own. I also see that my old ways of loving sometimes make that hard. I am sorry for the times I did not ask before entering, before helping, before sharing. I am learning that love can stand one step back and still be love. I will not come without an invitation. I will not post photos without asking. I will not make plans for your home. I will ask first. I will wait. Please know that my door is open to you. Please know that I am here when asked. Please know that my love is not a test you have to pass. It is a room with a light on, for when you need it. With love, Nora folded the letter and placed it in an envelope. I walked to their building. I did not ring. I slipped the letter under the door. I stood there a moment and placed my hand flat against the wood, like I used to place my hand on sleeping baby backs to feel the rise and fall of breath. Then I left. For 2 days I heard nothing. Silence can be loud when you wait for it to break. I filled the hours with slow tasks. I washed my windows. I mended a sweater. I took long walks. I watched the shadows move across my floor. I spoke to a friend on the phone, but I did not tell her everything. Some things need to rest inside you until they are ready to be shared. On the 3rd day, my phone buzzed. A message from Maya. Thank you for the letter, it said. Can we talk on Saturday? We would like to come to your place. I breathed out for what felt like the first time. Yes, I wrote back. Anytime. They came with Eliza in a soft carrier on David's chest. Maya brought flowers. I made tea and sliced fruit. We sat around my small table. Sunlight settled on the wood. Maya spoke first. Your letter was kind, she said. I felt seen by it. I meant every word, I said. I am sorry for the ways I made your life heavy. She shook her head. You are not heavy, she said. The pattern is heavy. The feeling that I am a guest in a home I am trying to build is heavy. David reached for both our hands. I love you, he said, looking at each of us. I do not want to be asked to choose a person. I want to choose a way of loving that honors both of you. Tears slid down my face. They did not feel like shame. They felt like rain after a dry season. I squeezed his hand. Then this is what I choose, I said. I choose to be your mother who knows how to step back. I choose to be the grandmother who asks before she helps. I choose to love from a peaceful distance when that is what you need. Maya nodded, her eyes wet. And I choose to tell you what I need, she said. Not with hints, not with tight smiles. With honest words and kind timing. I will ask for help when I want it. I will say no when I need space. We made small plans. Clear ones. No surprise visits. A weekly call on Sunday afternoons. Visits set the week before. If they needed last-minute help, they would ask. If I made food, I would text first and leave it outside unless invited in. Photos would be shared in a private album where we all agreed on what went where. It felt practical. It felt strange to schedule love like a dentist appointment. But love, like a garden, needs edges to grow. It needs a fence not to keep people out, but to keep the plants safe. The first weeks felt careful. We followed our plan like a recipe. We measured our words. We set timers on our visits. An hour, 2 at most. We checked in. How did that feel? Did I stay too long? Was that helpful? It was not romantic. It was real. Some days were easy. Some days, the old habits tugged at us like children at a skirt. I would see a sale on baby clothes and want to buy too much. I would stop and text a photo instead. Do you like this? Sometimes the answer was yes. Sometimes it was no. When it was no, I breathed and told myself the truth. My love is not measured by what gets used. I started to go to a small group at the community center on Wednesday nights. They called it a circle, not a class. 12 women, all different ages. Some were mothers, some were not. Some were married, some were not. We sat in a circle and spoke about how to live with kindness in the middle of change. I listened to women talk about letting go and finding new ways to serve. I spoke about the letter I wrote. An older woman named B touched my arm. You did a brave thing, she said. You left room for love to return by not forcing it to stay. I carried her words home like a warm stone in my pocket. One afternoon, Maya called me. "Can you come for an hour?" she asked, voice tired. "I need a shower and a nap. I do not need help with the kitchen. I only need someone to hold Eliza." "Yes," I said, grateful for her clear need. I went and sat in the soft chair by the window with Eliza on my chest. I felt her breath through her small ribs. I watched dust float in the light. I did not wash a dish. I did not move a cushion. I did not give advice. I left after an hour. I kissed Maya's hair as she woke from her nap. "Thank you for letting me hold her," I said. She looked at me with something like relief. "Thank you for doing exactly what I asked," she said. We were learning. All three of us. We were making a new home between our homes, a place built with yes and no, with wait and come, with honesty that did not need to hurt to be true. Not everything was smooth. There was a day when David forgot to call on Sunday. I waited by the phone and watched the light fade. I felt small, like a forgotten teacup on a cold counter. On Monday, he apologized. He had been at the doctor with Eliza for a low fever. He was tired and forgot the clock. "We will miss a call sometimes," he said gently. "We will not miss each other." There was a day when I posted a story about my knitting and accidentally included the edge of Eliza's foot in the background. Maya sent a quick message. "Please be careful." My stomach dropped. I took it down. "I am sorry," I wrote. "Thank you for reminding me," she replied with a heart. We moved on. There was a day when the old ache woke up strong. I went to the market and saw a grandmother my age pushing a stroller. She bent and kissed the top of a baby's head and laughed out loud. My chest hurt. I went home and cried in the kitchen with the window open so the air could carry my tears somewhere safe. I did not call David to say, "Let me in more." I called B instead. She said, "Let yourself grieve the way you imagined it. Then you can love the way it is." Slowly, the tightness around our days loosened. It did not vanish. It softened. The house with the lemon tree felt less like a room I wanted to fix, and more like a place I was welcome in when asked. The ache turned into a quiet strength. I learned to hold both, the wanting and the waiting, without letting them fight inside me. It was a rainy Tuesday afternoon when the real change became clear. Maya invited me for tea. David was at work. Eliza was napping. The house was tidy in the way a home is when you did not plan for company. Socks near the couch, a toy under a chair, a cup in the sink with a lipstick mark. It felt human. It felt good. We sat at the table with steam rising from our mugs. We did not rush. The rain tapped a soft rhythm on the window. I asked about her work. She asked about my circle on Wednesdays. We were two women, not roles, not titles. Maya took a breath and looked at her hands. "I want to tell you something," she said slowly. "When I asked David to choose, I did not want him to lose you. I wanted him to not lose himself inside the space between us. I was scared. I have been scared since I was little that I would never have a home that felt like mine." I listened without trying to fix her words. "Tell me about that," I said. She told me about her childhood home, busy and crowded, full of love and loud voices. Aunts and cousins and neighbors. A kitchen that was never empty. "I loved it," she said. But I too often felt like a visitor in my own room. People walked in and out and moved things and told me how to do things. When I met David, I wanted something different for our home. Quiet. Space. The two of us learning. Then Eliza came, and the quiet broke. And I felt that old feeling. People reaching in to make it work the way they know. I nodded. "I see it," I said. "It makes sense that you felt that." She touched my hand. "I did not see your side," she said. "I did not see the way your love lives in your hands. How you cook and fix and hold. How stepping back takes more effort than stepping in. I am sorry for the ways I made you feel like a problem to solve instead of a person to love." We cried a little, not loudly. We let the rain cover our soft sounds. "I am sorry too," I said. "For all the times I walked in with a toolbox when you needed me to just sit." She smiled. "Maybe sometimes we will need both," she said. "A toolbox and a chair." We made a new plan that day. Not rigid, not loose. We used a small notepad. We wrote things like, If the door's closed, text first. If you want to help, ask for a specific task. If a small mistake happens, forgive quickly. If a big mistake happens, talk in person. Ask, "What do you need from me?" before offering help. Small rules, big peace. Time passed. Eliza learned to crawl, then to stand. Her laughter filled corners like sunlight. I got used to being invited into inviting. I learned to make 1 pot of soup, not 5. I learned to leave before the clock told me to. I learned that the best kind of help is the kind that goes unnoticed because it fit the need exactly. On a Sunday in spring, we went to the park. David spread a blanket on the grass. Maya unpacked sandwiches. Eliza clapped at a dog chasing a ball. A breeze carried the smell of cut grass and distant barbecue smoke. I felt a beautiful, quiet thing inside me. It was not the joy of holding everything. It was the joy of holding my own place with grace. David lay on his back and looked at the sky. "I was scared," he said out of nowhere, "when Maya asked me to choose. I did not want to hurt either of you." He turned his head to look at me. "Thank you for making it easy to keep both," I smiled. "I did not make it easy," I said honestly. "I made it possible. It was hard. It still is sometimes," he laughed gently. "Possible is better than easy," he said. Maya passed me Eliza's sun hat. "Can you put this on her?" she asked. It was a small thing. It felt like a great trust. I tied the soft strings under Eliza's chin. She wrinkled her nose and pulled at them. I kissed her forehead. "Not yet," I teased. "It keeps you safe." She laughed and let the hat be. The next time things were not smooth, we did not fall apart. It was a holiday. Family came into town. The house was full. Noise rose. People had opinions. An uncle moved a chair. A cousin corrected Maya about the baby's shoes. I saw her eyes tighten. I felt the old urge to stand up and organize everyone. Instead, I leaned toward Maya and asked, "What do you need?" She said, 10 minutes to be alone." I said, "Go, I will hold the noise." She went into the bedroom and closed the door. I sat on the floor and played blocks with Eliza and told the cousins that the kitchen could wait. When Maya came back, her shoulders were down. She looked at me with gratitude. We did not talk about it later. We did not need to. We had become a team. Months after the evening of the dish towel, Maya placed a small box on my table. Inside was a key, not to their front door, to their balcony door. "We would like you to have this," she said, smiling. "On Sundays, if you arrive before us, you can sit on the balcony and wait with a cup of tea. You love that spot. It feels right that you have a key to it." The key was small and silver. It felt light and heavy at the same time. It was not a right. It was a gift. It was not about entering their home whenever I wanted. It was about a shared space that belonged to all of us in a gentle way. I put the key on my ring and said, "Thank you." Later that week, I went early and sat on the balcony with a book. The lemon tree swayed in the breeze. A bird hopped along the railing. I felt like part of their life without being the center of their day. It felt perfect. On the day Eliza took her first steps toward me, we all cheered. Maya clapped and wiped tears with the back of her hand. David laughed in that loud way he does when he forgets he is an adult. Eliza threw herself into my lap and squealed. I held her, and in the back of my mind, I saw the kitchen that day when Maya said the hard words. I saw the towel on the counter. I felt the ache, and I was grateful for it, because it pushed me to a new way of loving that let me be right here, right now, with my granddaughter in my arms and my family around me. There were still stumbles. A message I answered too quickly. A visit that ran long. A comment that came out wrong. But we had built a way back. We had words to carry us across the small distance hurt can make. We had practice. We had time. Sometimes I think about other mothers. Women who sit in cars outside their children's homes and breathe through the urge to knock. Women who go home and open the door to a quiet kitchen and feel like they failed a test no one told them about. Women who try to be helpful and find that their help is a mirror that shows someone's fear back to them. If you are that woman, I want to tell you what B told me. You can leave room for love to return by not forcing it to stay. When my daughter-in-law told my son to choose, I did not walk away because I did not care. I walked away because I cared enough to listen to what was behind the words. I cared enough to look at my own hands and see how my love had a shape that no longer fit their house without adjustment. I wrote a letter. I made a plan. I kept my promises imperfectly but sincerely. I learned new habits at an age when people think old habits cannot change. They can. They do. If you let your heart be bigger than your fear. If I could speak to Maya on that first day again, I would take her hand and say, "Thank you for being brave enough to ask for what you needed. I will be brave enough to give it." If I could speak to my younger self, I would say, "The form of your love can change without the heart of it breaking. You are not leaving him. You are letting him stand." And if I could speak to my son as he stood in that kitchen, stuck between the women he loved, I would say, "You do not have to choose a person. You can choose a way. Choose a way that keeps your marriage strong and your mother dignified. It is not easy, it is work, but our love is worth work." Now, when I sit on their balcony with a cup of tea, I watch the lemon tree move and think about the strange gifts life brings, wrapped in sentences that hurt at first. I think about how the hardest things we hear can teach us the gentlest ways to live. I think about the small key on my ring and how it opens not only a door but a lesson. Love is not a door you hold open and shout at people to hurry through. Love is a porch light you leave on. It is a chair you place near the window for the days they come. It is a text that says, "I am here if you need me." It is a meal left outside a door with no expectation of thanks. It is a question, "What do you need from me?" And a promise, "I will try to give that, not what makes me feel useful." When someone tells you to choose, sometimes the choice is not between people. Sometimes the choice is between control and trust, between fear and patience, between being in the center and being close enough to matter. I chose to trust. I chose patience. I chose to be close enough to matter without needing to be the center. And in that choice, I found a new kind of joy. A quiet one. A joy that does not need a crowd or a big moment. It lives in small rooms. It lives in the space you give and the space you receive. It lives in a lemon tree's shadow, in a baby's smile, in a son's laugh, in a daughter-in-law's hand on yours over tea. If you are listening to this and standing in a hallway with your coat in your hand, not sure whether to turn back or step outside, I hope you know this. Stepping back is not the same as being pushed away. It can be stepping into a wider view. It can be choosing a path that lets love breathe. It can be the most generous thing you do. May we all learn to love with open hands. May we all learn to speak honestly and hear kindly. May we all leave space for home to be built, even when it is not our own. And may we all, when asked to choose a way that keeps our hearts soft, our voices gentle, and our families whole.